Whoa! Where am I? This thing really goes too fast at times because I'm completely disoriented. Great Scott! I've gone so far back in time, and also in a completely different timeline? This is terrible. Just terrible. I need to find a way back to my own time, my own place. I'm not from Hyrule at all. Oh no, I'm also out of reactor fuel. I only have energy for 3 short trips. You and I have to get our hands on a good power source so I can get back home to my own time and dimension. There must be something in this world that can help me get back home. Something with unlimited power almost. What is a triforce? I've never heard of that. But hey, if it has insane power according to you, it should be just enough. Now, where do we find this thing? Is it somewhere close by and not locked away by anyone? Yeah. So it's a godly artifact? Well, I'm a man of science, so I don't have time to pray for hours to get it. So I have another idea. Let me check my computer real quick. Ah, yes, there are 3 different future timelines connected to this one. I know it sounds shocking, but 3 isn't even that much. Believe me, I've been in worse situations. However, there's a good chance we'll have an easier time finding the Triforce or something like it in one of those timelines. And we will be able to visit all of them with the fuel that's left in my time machine. So hop on in and let's go! Oh, and you better hold on. Because believe me, when this thing hits 88 miles an hour, you're in for a show. Here we go! So, here we are. According to my computer, this is a world where the big bad villain known as Ganondorf actually won and took over the world for a short while. Oh, yeah, you've never heard of him. Well, he's apparently the incarnation of a demon known as... Demise? That's what it says here, at least. No idea who that is, but that doesn't matter. Now let's look into this timeline a bit to find out where we could possibly find this Triforce or something similar to it. Alright, it looks like the following happened in this timeline. Ganondorf defeated a hero known as Link, and took his Triforce of Courage, as well as the Triforce of Wisdom that was in Zelda's possession. At that point, he gained the full power of the complete Triforce, and started taking over the world. After this, a group known as the 7 Sages, led by Zelda, sealed Ganon and the Triforce within the corrupted Sacred Realm, which they now call the Dark World. At that point, they were able to rebuild, but clearly they weren't able to save everything. We are surrounded by ruins after all. Oh yeah, loads of people died, and it looks like some races even died out completely, or almost, like the Zoras, Gorons, and Gerudo. So clearly a lot of people suffered because of this. But now we also know where to find that Triforce, so let's go! Now, apparently, after a brief time of peace, the doorway to the Sacred Realm reopened, and so a lot of people wanted to claim the Triforce, but none who entered returned. And so, at some point, the King of Hyrule commanded the 7 sages of that era to seal the gate to the Sacred Realm, and in the end, they succeeded. But it cost a lot of resources and lives, and so this kingdom became impoverished. However, we have one problem now that I think about it. We can't get into this Sacred Realm place. It's sealed off as far as I know, and we have no idea where exactly to find this Triforce thing. It seems like it's in the hands of that Ganondorf guy, who must be incredibly powerful because he has that artifact. So I think this timeline is not gonna work. Alright. Let's go to the next timeline. Ah, a fresh timeline. Nothing smells better than a completely different era. Now, we are here in a timeline where the hero that died in the previous timeline actually survived, and he left Hyrule before Ganondorf was able to get his hands on the Triforce. To be honest, it's all a bit confusing. The hero went on a quest to save the world, and he needed the Master Sword to do so, which is an incredibly powerful weapon. But when he got his hands on it, he also opened the door to the Sacred Realm where the Triforce was stored. Thanks to this, Ganondorf was able to get the Triforce, took over the world, and 7 years later, the hero defeated him. Now, after this victory, he was sent back in time and warned the world of what was gonna happen, stopping Ganondorf, because they hunted him down, and the Master Sword was never drawn from the pedestal, which is the portal to the Sacred Realm and the Triforce. And so, years later, Ganondorf was sealed away within the Twilight Realm, which is some weird alternative dimension. To be honest, all of this is incredibly confusing, but to keep it simple, in this timeline they prevented the Great Evil from getting the Triforce, and in the previous one the hero failed and died. Now, the Triforce in this era must still be in this so-called Sacred Realm, but how are we gonna get there? This is gonna be too tough. So screw this. We have no idea where that Master Sword thing is, and that's the gateway to the Sacred Realm after all. And according to legend, only the hero can pull the sword out of the magical pedestal. So this is not gonna work for us. Now hop on in, and then we go to the last timeline. And I really hope we can at least find something there. Oh snap, why is there water everywhere? What happened in this darn timeline? We should be on land! I'm glad I at least waterproofed this time machine. Now, let me pull up to get to the surface of the water. Ah, that's better. Now, let me look into the information I have when it comes to our last timeline. Here, the hero disappeared from Hyrule after being sent back in time after defeating Ganondorf. Thanks to this, there was no more hero. And the Triforce itself was split. One is in Ganondorf's hands, the other is in Zelda's hands as well as her dad's, and the last one was left behind, shattered into 8 shards, which are scattered across Hyrule. And the Master Sword was put back in the pedestal that is now found inside of Hyrule Castle. Now, it seems like the world was actually flooded on purpose, because these old documents my scanner drone found mention the following. The seal of the 7 sages on Ganondorf broke at some point, and so he escaped and tried to take over the world again. And of course, no hero appeared. So the king and his people pleaded to the gods for help, and they responded. They told people to take refuge on the mountaintops, which became the islands all around us. And at that point, they created massive clouds, and so it started to rain, rain, and rain, creating massive floods. And in the end, the world was gone, being replaced by a gigantic ocean with some islands here and there where the Hylians now live. So those Triforce shards must be on the bottom of the ocean, completely unprotected. Clearly, this is our chance to get me out of here, and to get you home again. Unless you want to stay here. I mean, your choice. Now first, let's get one of those Triforce pieces. Alright, let me turn on my powerful artifact scanner so I can find one of those pieces. Ah, there is a chest. And according to my scanner, it should be in there. Let me have a look. Amazing. This should work. And now I can finally get back home. And nobody will miss one of these. Right? Ah, who cares? I don't live in this world anyway. Now, let's get you back home first. Alright, here we are. Now, I want to thank you for helping me out. Oh no, don't worry, those things will never happen in your lifetime. And Ganondorf isn't even born yet. So, just forget about all of this. One thing is certain, you don't ever have to go back to the future. Well, cheerio! Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me down below what you thought about the concept and everything. It's inspired by Back to the Future, as you can imagine. Love those movies, personally. Watched them as a kid. Absolutely adore them. And yeah, tell me down below if you have any other video ideas that I could cover. I have a couple of ideas written down, but if you have any cool ideas and like themes or concepts, hit me up.